In this first episode of the series, we are very fortunate to have with us a great friend and a highly accomplished professional who has so much to offer on how to navigate life and how to rise above your limitations in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is the one and only Engineer Roland S. Lianio. Welcome to the show, Kabsat.
Thank you, Kapsat, for having me here. I'm very delighted. We are doing this again.
Right. And it's a pleasure to have you in this show. Before we start, though, allow me to introduce Engineer Roland Lianio in terms of his professional career profile to our listeners and viewers. So Engineer Roland has over 29 years of extensive experience in the field of project management and construction engineering on large-scale mixed-use developments, including medium and high-rise residential, commercial buildings, luxury villas, roads and bridges, underground services, dredging and reclamation, semiconductor plant, photovoltaic farms, energy center, botanic garden, and general landscaping. And not only that, he also has a vast experience in program management, progress monitoring, cost controls, dispute and claims avoidance, risk management, and construction claim analysis and determination. Engineer Roland is a fellow of the Institute of Construction Claims Practitioners, a certified project management professional, and risk management professional of the Project Management Institute. He is also a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, the Association of Planning Engineers, and the Association for the Advancement of Cost Engineering. Marami pa. But I'm going to stop there. Kabsat, napagod ako doon. Yeah, and really we are very thankful that you made time for this first episode of this series. And the topic for today is how to rise above your limitations. But before we dig deeper into that, we have to know more about our guest on a personal level. So, sino nga ba si Engineer Roland Lianio, or in the field of bowling or in the world of bowling, you're also known as Roland Salvatore.
Thank you, Kapsat, for giving me this platform. I am the youngest of the 5 siblings. Brother is in the US. My sister is in Australia. They are both citizens of these 2 countries. Me, a global citizen. And the other 2, they are now astronauts. Kidding aside, yeah, they are with God's grace. So they left the world, they departed. So we are only 3 now. I grew up in the northern tip of the Philippine island, which is Apari, Cagayan. And on my early years of existence, I grew up with my aunt, just for a year, because my mother had to work hard for my studies. Because at that time, when I was 3 years old, I grew up without a father already. So he joined the Creator. So from there, I barely see my mom, probably every 6 months or quarter, depends. I cannot recall now. It has been long time. So it was in the late 70s or 80s. Imagine that I have to stay with my aunt for that year, and I have to survive. But good thing they were good. Good people, supportive. And the challenges there is, of course, instead of me just being a bum, I had to work also. To help them and to get something to feed myself and for the school. Of course, once we go to the school, because that's approximately 6 kilometers to the house with so many mountains. You have to trek that. And but the good thing is there is a paved road. It's a rough road, not a very paved road. And this is because there were loggings that's ongoing there. So we don't have really to walk if we are lucky. Uso na doon ang sabit-sabit that time. No? So merong marinig mo ng alam mo na may parating, you have to run and and hitch with that big truck.
It's hard to imagine that a person like you based on what I just read earlier, kanina nga, it's just your educational profile. Marami pa tayong hindi binasa about you. It's hard to imagine that you went through that kinds of hardship, no? Na at the age of 3, you lost your dad. At the age of 9, you had to live with a relative because the mom has to do a lot of things just to support you. While the rest of your siblings also were trying to attend to their own needs without necessarily depending on your mother's income.
Correct.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Kapsat, but the reason why you stayed with your aunt was because your mom had to leave you there para kumita ng pera.
Yes.
What kind of work had she been doing during those times?
Alam mo yung mga, those times, meron silang may fiesta. Normal sa mga barrio, in the town, localities, may mga RTWs. So a group of sellers will come there. They're invited, like bargain. So they sell goods, said RTWs.
So, hindi naman pwedeng magstay lang siya sa barangay ninyo. So, she had to go from place to place.
Yes, pag may piyesta, lipat sila. So, halos parang like a gypsy, kumbaga. Di ba? Ganun sila. So, yeah.
Yes. Okay, and you also mentioned something about 6 kilometers away. Your school is 6 kilometers away from your house. So, you had to walk every now and then, right?
Correct.
Although, kapag lucky kayo, you were able to hitch ride with those trucks. But then, if not, then you have to walk 6 kilometers every day. That's in the morning and then in the afternoon.
For 5 days.
For 5 days in a week. I can relate to that kasi I also grew up in the province. I am from a small village in Mountain Province, and every morning we had to walk 2 kilometers going to. Although during my elementary years, we are lucky because unlike you, kailangan mong mag-travel ng 6 kilometers. In my case naman, is sa barangay namin, meron kaming elementary school talaga. And I think that was the initiative talaga ng gobyerno that time na we had to make sure that every barangay has an elementary school. And I'm lucky to be in that barangay na meron kaming sariling elementary school. But when we had to go to high school, yun na yun. We had to walk 2 kilometers every morning. And then, syempre, pabalik na rin 2 kilometers. Like you as well, pag swerte ka at merong bus or merong mga jeepney na pauwi, pwede kaming makisabit-sabit, no? And for free pa yun. Yeah. But I think my experience is not the same with what you've gone through because I'm talking about years or stage in my life na matanda na ako, malaki na ako, high school na, but yours is a different story because you started doing this when you were 9 years old.
Time naman na yun, although not realizing na naghihirap pala kami because I tend to enjoy walking to the mountains, to the
6 kilometers,
the 6 kilometers, the red soil na pag umulan dumidikit sa tsinelas mo. So,
naiiwan pa yung tsinelas, di ba?
Natatanggal. So those are the things. And pag summer naman, minsan masakit din kasi nga matigas yung mga clay, di ba? Tumitigas, so nakakakan.
Parang stone na din ang sharp
yes, parang
din yun.
Sharp siya. And the worst there is I normally lost my slippers kasi pag dumadaan ka doon, kasi di ba sa province maraming mga wild trees, fruit trees. Although it's not wild kasi wala lang tao pero may may-ari. So binabato. So sumasabit yung tsinelas doon. Hindi na nakukuha. Yan, palo na naman.
Oo, kasi pinaghirapan yung tsinelas na yun Yeah. And when you went to grade 4, I think you had to move places as well?
Yes. Before ako mag-grade 4 actually, so nag-decide ang mother ko na we'll move to a place para to start a new life.
Okay.
That was in Camiguin Island, malapit na sa Babuyan. So, good thing na na-convince din siya ng kapatid niya doon na no, you have to go back doon sa town para maging
magkaroon ng stable na
life. So yeah, she decided. So but before kaming nakabalik sa Apari, so you have to cross the breadth of the ocean. So yung maliliit lang na bangka that with Hawaii.
Naku, malaki yung alon.
Alon talagang, yes.
Talaga.
Ang alam ko nun, ang alon is just, nandun ka lang sa dalampasigan, you can see them just a little waves. But when we cross that ocean, grabe, nagkataon pa na may bagyo.
Oh my God.
Which is hindi alam ng piloto namin. So, you can see
Captain
Yeah, the captain.
Boatman,
Yeah.
okay.
So grabe, bumabagyo. You can see the wave. Talagang paganyan siya. And it's parang 3-story, 2-story building. Ganyan ang kalaki ng wave.
Yung wave.
So buti na lang, marunong siya.
Expert
Expert na
yung-
siya. So, the worst there is the one of the wing of that boat ay naputol yung, di ba pag ganun siya sharp doon sa kanya para hindi magkando sa water, no? So, maganda smooth, natanggal yun.
Oh my God.
So sabi na, we have to stay here to balance. Ako wala akong pakialam. Actually. So nag-enjoy pa rin ako. Then suddenly, nung buti may nakakita sa amin, sabi nila sa Pamplona na yun eh. So if nakakita raw sila ng bangka doon na mga hindi pang fishing, means naligaw.
Oh, kasi dapat hindi yun ang route.
So-
And thank God you survived that incident. And the very reason why your mom attempted to leave your place is because she wanted to search for a better life for
Correct,
you and
correct.
for her, of course.
Correct, yeah.
Grabe talaga ang buhay. Imagine what mothers can do just to find that kind of stability for the family. And then, bumalik na lang kayo.
Bumalik na kami.
Okay.
Bumalik kami and then there, na-meet niya yung stepfather ko.
Okay.
Kasi nagtrabaho na rin siya sa restaurant. So, doon. And from time to time also, I have to stay with my friend kasi minsan nagde-deliver din sila. So, I can say that I was close to the Lord because my friends were Lord Han and Lord Jin. They are Chinese. They're Chinese. So we became friends for long. So I had to stay there habang siya nagtitinda. And then paggabi umaalis, nakipag-date pala. So I said, okay, if you're happy, you go. And I won't stay long with you. So I will have my own life. So until na magkasama naman sila. So mabait naman yung stepfather ko.
Okay.
And
looking after your mom.
Looking after my mom. And mabait siya kasi matapang ang mother ko. Otherwise, Gabriela.
Hindi niya na-survive yun. How many years yun na pinag-uusapan natin, no?
So, elementary, of course, I was able to survive. And then nung high school, good thing na ang babayaran mo na lang is miscellaneous at that time. And so,
Kasi free naman, di
free
ba?
na siya.
Public high school.
Yes, public high school. It's a vocational school actually.
Okay.
If I would have to mention it, it's Apari School, Arts and Trades. So, ang
Hello, Apari House of Trades. Andun pa siya?
nandun pa siya. So ang nasa isip ko noon is I will take a mechanical engineering after high school. So nag-prepare ako. Since it's vocational, so kumuha ako ng machine shop practice. So I graduated as a machinist. So after graduation, doon kung saan ako nag-practice, kasi may practice kami doon sa mga nandun may mga may-ari ng mga factories or nag-practice ako doon, then kinuha nila ako for 2 months.
Okay.
Pero pinapag-enroll ako ng mother ko, ayaw ko na. Sabi ko, saka na mag-ipon muna ako kasi nga wala kaming pera, no? So as I've said, we belong to not well-to-do family, but of course, we were able to survive.
Because of hard work.
Hard work.
At saka,
Determination and
yes.
prayers, of
Of
course.
course.
So, from then, nagulat na lang ako. Mayroon ako yung salary day. Congratulations, thank you for working with us, but this will be your last day, blah, 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 and we are firing you. Why? So, I've been doing well. High school.
Kasi yung sa vocational.
Vocational, yes. So, nag-graduate na ako. So, doon nakatrabaho na. Nag-iipon na for college. But then sabi niya, pero it was your mom's decision na mag-aral ka. Kasi kung magtatrabaho ka, definitely, while you're earning, mawawala yung enthusiasm mo to work and to study.
To
Kasi
go to college.
kasi nag-earn ka na eh. Sabi ko, hindi. Pero totoo pala. Kasi marami akong naging kakilala din na while they're working, hindi na sila nagtuloy.
Kasi at that time, komportable na ang buhay nila. They're earning. And I think the line of thinking that they have is, we're not sure about this, we're just trying to guess, is that, bakit kailangan ko pang mag-university? Meron naman, nag-earn naman ako ng pera. And the reason why people are going to university is to get a job. Ako, meron akong job, di ba? Siguro that could be one of the reasons na hindi dapat ganon talaga. And I think you have to thank your mom talaga for
Thank you, Mom.
Di ba, for stopping you from going towards the direction na magtrabaho ka na lang. Although, to be fair naman with you, your intention was, okay, magtatrabaho ako, mag-iipon ako, and then I'm going to proceed, go to the university.
Correct.
But then, she stopped that dun
Yes.
sa ano na yon. Well, and then, of course, the rest is history. You went to the university because you're a good student, you're an excellent student, you managed to get a scholarship, I heard.
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
what kind of scholarship is that?
I had an academic scholarship, and of course, because I was an officer of the ROTC at that time. So if you are an officer, advanced course, you will get a scholarship also.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a mutual agreement between the military and
The
the academe. So they were very supportive. So,
Okay.
but during those, I had a lot of struggles also those days, because actually my dean then told me, quit being an officer, otherwise you will struggle when you will have your major courses. But I said, no, I'm determined.
Kasi pinagsasabay mo.
Pinagsabay
Parang yun
ko.
yung impression na
Oo.
you're doing ROTC and then you have your engineering course.
Yeah.
Baka mahihirapan ka lang, kawawa ka din lang.
So, actually, every morning yun, ganun-ganun.
Naantok.
Naantok ka. Especially ang first subjects namin are mathematics. Magkasunod pa naman algebra and trigo. So for the first 2 hours of your day.
Siguro ganun talaga ang sequencing nila. Ako din when I was in the university, algebra yung first class ko. Palagi kong late.
So antok na antok ka. Kasi nga puyat kami dahil sa mga reveilles, trainings in the evening sa school.
But you had to do
You
that
had to
because
do
you know na if you're not going to do that, you will lose your scholarship.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So if you try to look back, kasi you know, Roland now is established individual, both in his personal and professional life. I don't think meron ka pang hahanapin, no? As far as I can say, being a friend, at alam ko naman na you're contented with your life, but of course, you're also open to other opportunities out there. Pero if you look back at what happened to you and your family, ano sa tingin mo ang pinaka-challenge doon na nag-stand out that drove you really to, kasi alam natin minsan kapag easy ang buhay, hindi natin tinitingnan ng other opportunities. Okay tayo eh. We don't dare to go beyond those mga pwede nating gawin. But, kasi, okay, from a young age, you've been balancing time, you've been looking at different responsibilities, you reached university, ganun din. Pero ano ba yung mga naging motivation mo? Ano bang naranasan mo sa buhay that drove you to that kind of mentality and perspective in life?
If I can remember correctly, I had one experience ng hirap kalimutan. As I've said kanina, mahirap lang. So, I grew up, wala kang kaming mga TV, no, that time. So, punta ako sa kapitbahay, makinood ako, until midnight na yan, lalo pag walang pasok. So, kinakagat ng lamok sa labas. So, I have to say
Kasi
from the
naka-shorts.
Naka-shorts. Nakapip ka lang sa bintana. But then again, following morning, may nagkakagulo sa harap ng bahay. And nandun si mama ko, so nakipagtalo. Nung lumabas ako, naka-uniform ako, I have to go to school. Yung pala ay pinagbibintangan na kumuha ng isang fruit doon sa kusina nila. Kasi doon ako sa kusina nakaganon It's the
okay.
Guyabano, no? So
Guyabano is grown in your place?
Yes,
or
yes.
Okay.
Meron siya. So little Guyabano daw nawala daw. So ako lang daw yung nandun. So and so and so. So sabi ko, kasi apparently yung isang kapitbahay namin ay nakita na meron kaming guyabano sa bahay. Pero yun ay binili ng mother ko few days before yun. Kasi
Before sila nagkaroon ng
So yun, nagkatalo-talo. Sabi niya na ganun. Ninakaw ko raw, kinuha. So hanggang nagkaayos naman. Pero yun ang naging isa sa motivation nga pag mahirap ka pala. Kasi yung nagpakal sa akin is may kaya.
May TV nga sila.
May TV sila.
Oo.
At buti lang hindi pa yata colored nun
Black and white.
Yung Sony parang gano'n. So sharp.
Ayun, tapos may cabinet pa yun.
May cabinet.
Ng brown. Okay.
And dun ka antena. Yeah. Yun yung isa sa parang turning point of my life na kailangan kong magpursigi sa pag-aaral. Ito yung minsan nakaka-sad, kasi nga classmate mo, yung mga kan, tapos sabi, uy, mother mo pala si ganito. Yes.
Nagtitinda.
No, nandun sa bahay, naglalaba ng damit namin. So, yes, my mom. Noong natapos na ako she been doing that for, long time. Ang kurso namin, 5 years. So imagine, it's 5 years. Pag walang pera na enough for the exam, kailangan niyang gumawa ng paraan. So, although I've been helping, may kaunti kaming tindahan nun kasi nagtitinda kami ng sari-sari. Yeah. And yung bunot, coconut hash, kinukan namin yan, yung balat niya. Ginagawa naming pang filler sa bangka. So, binebenta namin yan nun. So, ginaganyan namin yan. Ibababad na sa river, kasi nandiyan lang yung river sa likod namin. So, bababad mo hanggang lumambot. Kaya mo, tapos ibibilad mo.
Tapos ibebenta.
So, sa mga boat. So, pag dumaan yung mga boat, bunot!
So, yun yung parang ginagamit nila na protector sa side?
Yeah, dun sa mga kanila. Kasi yung bangka, di ba may mga gap yan?
Yeah.
Yun ang ginagawa.
Pinagsusuksok
nila para hindi pasukan ng water before nalagyan nila ng alkitran. The epoxy type.
Right.
So, yun, ginagawa nila. So, what the good thing there is nung mag-graduate na ako, sabi niya sa akin na wala nga akong pang bayad para sa review. Sabi ko, don't worry. Sabi ko, I have money. Saan mo ginawa?
Kasi wala naman siyang kaalam-alam na ano.
So yun, sabi ko, here it is, the passbook. Ito lahat yung binigay mo sa akin. So, yeah. So medyo, naiyak siya. I wanted to cry. Pero, sabi ko nga, kasi nandun na eh. Pinanindigan ko na, sabi ko, the challenges na pinangkuhan natin made me stronger and to make this move para alam ko in future meron akong hugutin.
Mahuhugot. So, in other words, while she was doing her job, providing for you, ikaw naman nagtitipid ka, looking for ways to also save some amount of money. Hindi niya yun alam.
Lalakad kami, pag hapon na, magabi na, lalakad kami.
Para makatipid. Grabe talaga ang buhay, Kabsat. Like, as you live, you will go through different stages of life and you will be facing different types of challenges. But then siguro, and I know even at this point in time, meron tayong mga iba-ibang challenges or limitations in life na kailangan nating i-manage, kailangan nating i-overcome. But siguro for the sake of our viewers and listeners, can you share with them at least some tips? So how did you rise above your limitations?
Before that, Kabsat, probably ang masasabi ko is yung challenges, yung fear, no? Sometimes, would you imagine yung buhay mo na nandun sa like a spar, no? Nandun ka sa daan, ginugulungan. No? So lahat yun ay kailangan mong i-remove yung fear na yun, na parati ka na lang nandun sa baba. So it's a way of changing your thinking about those fear, no? Kasi if alam mong kaya mo na yun, the change of mind about the word fear against success will definitely empower yourself in the future.
Kumbaga, mindset
yeah. Para sa ating mga viewers, ang probably ang mai-share ko is be clear of what you want to be or wherever you want to be. And do not be too dependable sa mga tao. Yung mga sinasabi nila. Kasi nga, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, may influence ang behavior ng environment mo eh. So, kailangan talagang don't let them validate your future, kumbaga. So, ikaw yan eh. Eto ako, etong gusto ko. Whatever you say may just be a suggestion, pero I'll take it if it fits mine. So, yan yun. It will propel you to be more successful. Kasi yung iba, di mo kaya yan eh. Diba? Kasi yun yung isa sa mga limits natin, limitations natin na, I'm not too experienced, I'm not ready. The third one is develop a clear vision kung ano ba talaga ang purpose mo. Both for services, love, and career. Yun, kailangan i-determine mo yung sarili mo and develop that way of thinking. This is me, this is where I want, and this I want to be for.
So kumbaga, Kabsat, when we talk about how to rise above your limitations, it's basically inside you. It's basically personal, no?
Correct.
Na parang
Understanding
oo,
who you are really.
Totoo yan. That's why we started with that. Knowing you, sabi mo nga kanina, is it's very difficult to define who you are because it's subjective. But once you know who you are and you know what you want to be, kahit ano man ang mangyari, doon ka pa rin papunta. Sometimes, at the end of the day, this is my life. I'm going to define my future. I'm going to decide for my future. Siguro you saw that as something applicable for you, pero not necessarily for me.
Correct.
Although, again, hindi natin dinidiscount dito, Kabsat, yung importance of collaborating with people,
Correct.
importance of course, getting guidance. We all need that. Kahit anong edad ka, you need guidance. I think ang takeaway natin ngayon, Kabsat, sa ating episode today about how to rise above your limitations is to really look into yourself, know who you are, I understand ano ba ang gusto mong marating sa buhay, and then find out saan ka pwede, saan mo pwedeng gawin ito. Like what you did back in high school, you had to find a job. So you had to do that. And then eventually, nung sinabing hindi ka dapat, so tiningnan mo ito pala ako dapat. So you went into ROTC because you know that that's also part of what you are interested in. And then you made money out of that by securing a scholarship slot.
Correct. Yes. I think we just have to listen to ourselves, internalize ano ba talaga ang purpose ko and what really I want.
And never think about your past life as a limitation that would determine kung saan ka papunta, no? Instead, I think it should be used as your stepping stone. They always say this. It may sound cliche to our listeners and viewers, but I think this is a reality of life. Like, you shouldn't use it as a hindrance.
Correct.
Para marating mo yung gusto mong marating. Pero, bago mo marating ang gusto mong marating, dapat alam mo kung saan ka papunta.
Correct.
Diba? Yung hindi ka, while makikinig ka, pero you don't let other people decide for you. I think yun ang importante.
Okay. Kasi ginawa kong stepping stone yun, but I don't need to really look back again and again because I have to look at my future.
That's right. It shouldn't be a baggage, no?
Yeah.
Siguro,
Ang bigat eh. Pag dala-dala.
mabigat. Kasi, well, you have to look back kung saan ka galing, pero hindi mo yan siya dapat pasan-pasan. Kasi sabi nga nila, if you have your burden with you daw, syempre hindi ka makakalayo. Pero we had to, even those times, we had to learn from those past experiences na meron tayo. Anyway, maraming salamat, Kabsat, for those pointers, and I hope that our listeners and viewers in today's episode have learned something from our discussions. We will be continuing this series, but before we say goodbye to them, please, maybe you want to give your parting message?
You may have your own experiences in life na mas deeper and bigger sa akin, but I hope that you have learned something from my experience. Thank you and hope to see you again and keep watching this episode.
Yes. Maraming salamat once again. That's Engineer Roland, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you in another episode of this series. And you take care. God bless you. See you next time.